Good day. I am Queen Igaringalo, the documenter of the Group 8, and I am going to present our proposed title number 1, which is entitled Kamsi Fortune Town NBC 461 Teachers Information Management System for IS Department. The targeted sustainable development goal of the proposed system is good jobs and economic growth. Workers with higher training experience and educational background are paid with higher wages. It has been proven that being in high position gives you a lot of privileges. High position means high salary. The higher you earn, the more productive you become. The more you are willing to strive, and the more you spend, which is one of the factors that contributes to the economic growth of the nation. So, the proposed system will help make the process of upgrading the rank or position and the salary of the teachers in an easy way. NBC number 461 is an updated revision of the National Compensation Circular that rationalizes the ranks, salaries, or advancement of qualified and deserving state universities and colleges faculty members. The proposed system aims to help manage the NBC 461 Teachers' Information of BIS-IS Department. This will be beneficial for teachers to avoid repetitive functions or tasks and make their work easier and faster. As early as 1982, Philippine Association of State University and Colleges, or the PASO, started deliberating on a scheme of upgrading or promoting highly qualified and deserving faculty members through a process of objective evaluation so that there will be a uniform criteria or standard in all state universities and colleges. Several changes happened along the way, and finally, NBC 461 was issued in June 1998, superseding the National Compensation Circular number 69. As of today, the process is still being done manually, which is time-consuming, and errors are often encountered, such as in computation of scores, filing documents, which is sometimes some documents are being misplaced, checking evidences for authenticity, and etc. Data credibility and data security are also being at risk since it is being kept in physical folder. To resolve these issues, the researchers will develop an automated NBC 461 Teachers Information Management System for BIS-IS Department that will replace the manual operation. This will eliminate errors and delays that are burdens in teachers' work, but instead, the proposed system will provide teachers a convenient and efficient processes and transactions.
Hi, I am Mika Joalea, the programmer of Group 8, and I am here to discuss the continuation of our first proposed title. So in the gap analysis, we were able to identify the system's current state, the future state, the gap definition or problems, and we are also able to come up with a solution to bridge the gap. So the first current state that we've identified is that all data entry are done manually. The future state will be all data entry will be done online. The gap definition that we've identified is that the manual process is time-consuming and it is prone to errors. In order to bridge the gap, we the researchers will create an automated process for accurate and fast transactions. The second state, or the current state that we've identified, is that all scores computations are done manually. Computation will be automated in the future state. The gap definition is that it manually computes all the scores and it often encounters errors and it is time consuming. So in order to bridge the gap, we will create a system that will compute all the scores automatically. Third one is that the manual document filing. All documents are stored in the database in the future state. The gap definition is that storing of documents takes a lot of space and access of time. In order to bridge the gap, we will create a system that will store all the data or information of teachers. Next is the tick filing of documents in a physical folder in the current state. All documents are stored in the database in the future state. Storing of documents takes a lot of space and access of time, which we've identified as a gap definition. In order to bridge the gap, we will create a system that will store all the data and evidences of teachers. And lastly, the collecting of documents are still paper-based. The future state will be all documents are stored in the database. The gap definition is that the usage of papers in every file or documents adds up to the annual budget that made it costly. In order to bridge the gap, we the researchers will create a system that will handle all the documents of each teacher. The functional requirements of the system. The basic requirements are the following: admin and the client modules. Admin, who holds the full control of the system, while the client is the one who also uses the system. The second one is the transaction modules. Next is the report module, the dashboard, and lastly the transaction handling.
Good day, I am Leslie A. Tinto and I am the project leader of Group 8. The specific requirements of proposed title number 1. First, online transactions, which all the transactions will be online. The second is teachers' information, which all the data will be collected and stored. Third is rank their status. They will be ranking according to their status. And the last is validation of evidences, which is all the evidences will be validated. The non-functional requirements of our proposed system number 1 are performance, which our system will offer, accuracy, security, which is essential to our system, user-friendliness, fast transaction, usability, and availability of the system. Our second proposal is the COMSI Fortune Town BSIS Student Evaluation and Advising System. The targeted sustainable development goals of our proposed system number 2 is quality education. Education is a leading determinant of economic growth and employment and earnings. Ignoring the economics dimension of education would endanger the prosperity of the future generation. This proposed system aims to develop a computerized system for evaluation and advising of the BSIS students. The system will provide an efficient services, computation, and analysis. It will help both the students and the chairperson in determining the subjects needed for evaluation. The proposed system will lessen the task of the chairperson and will provide students an easy and fast transaction in both evaluation and advising. The main purpose of our proposed title is to develop a computerized system that may help the chairperson lessen his tasks and also help the students by determining their subjects needed.
In the gap analysis in our proposed title number 2, we were able to identify its current state, future state, its gap definition, and we were also able to come up with a solution on how to bridge the gap. So the first state that we identified is that all transactions are done manually. And with the help of the system, the future will be all transactions are done online. Its gap definition is the manual processes create an efficient processing of transactions. In order to bridge the gap between the two states, the researchers will create an automated process to handle that transaction. The second one is that students are evaluated by the area chair manually. Its future state is students will get their subject advising automatically. The gap that we were able to identify is that manual evaluation of the students creates prolonged and additional workload for the area chair. To bridge the gap, the researchers will develop an automated system to automatically evaluate and advise the students. The next current state, the subject evaluation, still uses printed papers. Now, with the help of the system, the future state will be evaluated subjects will be paperless. The gap between the states is the usage of papers in every evaluation adds up to the annual budget that made it costly. And able to bridge the gap between the two states, we will create a system that will send them their evaluation through their emails. The next one is that waiting in a long queue for an advising to be done. Its future will be advising will be done online in a scheduled time. The gap definition on the fourth state is that waiting for a long queue is time consuming. To bridge the gap, we will create a system that will eliminate the long queuing of students in line. The last analysis is that the manual document filing. With the help of the system, its future will be all documents are stored in database and it will be online. The gap definition between the two states is that storing of documents takes a lot of space and access of time. To bridge the gap, we will create a system that will store all the data or information of the system. The functional requirements of the proposed title number 2. The basic requirements are the admin and the client modules, wherein the admin holds the full control of the system. Its transaction modules that happens between the admin and the client, the report module, the dashboard, and also the transaction handling.
The specific requirements of our proposal number 2 is that the evaluation of students will be done online. The advising of chairperson to students will be done online too. And the sending of the evaluation of students will be through their emails or Gmails. The non-functional requirement of the system are a good performance that our system can offer, the accuracy, the security, the user-friendliness, the fast transaction, the usability, and the service ability. The third title that we are going to propose is the Cafe Management System. The chosen sustainable development goal under the list of the United Nations is the food jobs and economic growth, for it will give jobs to its people and will help increase our economic growth. The purpose of the system is to develop a system that will manage small business cafe which is not supported by other delivery services like Grab and Food Panda. The system will be beneficial to the customers who wants to order something from the cafe and be delivered by its own manpower or employee, and it will also be beneficial to the owner of the cafe in which he or she can easily monitor its records or transactions. Nowadays, we are living in a generation wherein the use of technology is very necessary, especially in this time of pandemic. Cafe management system will help us fulfill our essential craving needs by means of ordering in a cafe through online and be delivered right through your door.
The gap analysis of our proposed title number 3, we will be able to identify the current state, future state, and gap definition and bridging the gap. First is manually taking orders. Taking order will be done automatically and online. There's no system for automated transaction. The bridging the gap is create a system for an automated transaction. Second is manual receipt, the current state. The future state will be receipt will be given online. The gap definition, the usage of papers for receipts adds up to their budget. It's not eco-friendly. And bridging the gap is create a system that will preview their receipt for their orders. The third is waiting in a long queue for taking an order to be done. That is our current state, and the future state is order will be done online. And the gap definition, waiting for a long queue is time consuming, and bridging the gap, creating a system that will eliminate the long queuing of taking of orders. The fourth is manual inventory of supplies. That is our current state, and the future state is inventory will be automated. The gap definition, inventorying manually is time consuming and is prone to errors. And the bridging the gap is create a system for an automated inventory. And the last is manual sales inventory, the current state. The future state is automated sales inventory. The gap definition, manual sales inventory takes time and productivity. Bridging the gap, create a system that will provide automated sales. The functional requirements of our proposed system number 3. The basic requirements are admin, client, report module, dashboard, transaction handling. The specific requirements of our proposed title number 3 are the following: ordering system, admin approval of orders, cancellation of orders, monitoring transactions, and lastly, inventory of supplies. The non-functional requirements of our proposed title. First, its performance, the accuracy, the security, user-friendliness, availability, the usability, and the serviceability of the system. Our fourth proposed title, the Barangay Estefania COVID-19 Monitoring System. The targeted sustainable development goals of the proposed system is good health and well-being. The proposed system aims to monitor all COVID-19 cases within the area of Barangay Estefania. This will help the barangay officials to easily track down and manage the cases faster. The system is also beneficial to the community as they will be given immediate response and report regarding all COVID-19 cases in the barangay.
The gap analysis of our fourth proposal. The first current state is that COVID-19 cases are not monitored regularly. The future state will be COVID-19 cases are monitored regularly. The gap definition is that there is no system in barangay to regularly monitor COVID-19 cases. To bridge the gap, the researchers will create a system that will regularly monitor COVID-19 cases in the barangay with the help of the system. The next current state is that inaccurate reports are often encountered. The future state will be accuracy of the reports are achieved. The gap definition is that it manually generates patients' information that often results to inaccurate reports. To bridge the gap, the researchers will create an automated system in generating patients' information to achieve accurate results. Third one is that patients' information are not secured. The patient's information are secured in the future state. The gap definition is that storing patient's information in physical folder cannot guarantee its confidentiality. To bridge the gap, the researchers will create a system that will use a database to secure patient's information. The fourth current state is that the transparency of the results are not served. The transparency of the results are being served in the future state. The gap definition is that unconsciousness in delivering transparent results. To bridge the gap, the researchers will create a system that delivers transparent results. The last current state is that the contact tracing are not efficient. The contact tracing are accurate and efficient in the future state. The gap definition is that there is no system that provides efficient and accurate data for the contact tracing. To bridge the gap, the researchers will create a system that will give efficient data for contact tracing. The functional requirements of our fourth proposed title. The basic requirements are admin, client, dashboard, and report. The specific requirements are the following: patient's profile gathering. Next is the patient status update, the patient's information management, the patient's swab result, the patient's recovery result, and lastly, the COVID-19 cases update status. The non-functional requirement of our proposed system are the following: the security, the usability, performance, accuracy, and serviceability.
The last proposed title is Laundry Management System. The targeted sustainable development goals is good jobs and economic growth. This proposed system aims to perform an efficient and organized system on how to manage the laundry management system. The system will replace the manual paper-based system to computerized system. This system could help the owner by innovating their services, and it may also be a big help to the customers. The system will be more convenient to the owner and the customers. The owner and the customers are the beneficiary of the system. This could be a stress-free kind of service. The gap analysis. We will identify the current state, future state, gap definition and bridging the gap. First is, all transactions are done manually. That is the current state. The future state is all transactions are automated. The third is, get the gap definition. Manual transactions consumes time and effort. Bridging the gap, create a system for automated transactions. Second is, manual receipt. Receipt will be given online. The gap definition is, the usage of papers for receipts adds up to their budget and it is not eco-friendly. Bridging the gap, create a system that will preview the receipts for their orders. Third is manual inventory of supplies. Future state inventory will be automated. Gap definition, inventorying manually is time-consuming, is prone to errors. Bridging the gap, create a system for an automated inventory. The fourth is manual sales inventory. Future state, automated sales inventory. The gap definition, manual sales inventory takes time and productivity. Bridging the gap, create a system that will provide automated sales inventory. The fifth is manual monitoring of items if it is claimed or unclaimed. That is the current state. The future state is monitoring claimed items online. The gap definition, monitoring of claimed or unclaimed items consumes time and effort. The bridging the gap, create a system that will automatically monitor the claimed and unclaimed items. The functional requirements of our proposed system number 5. Basic requirements are administrative side, add laundry, type, add, edit, view, and delete laundry, claim laundry, change password, and generate report.
The specific requirements of the fifth proposed title are the following: online payments collection, online reservation, printed official receipt, the discount, the laundry dropping management, and the inventory of sales and supplies. The non-functional requirements are the following: the performance, the accuracy, the security, the user-friendliness, and the confidentiality of the system.